Good.
Yeah.
That's great. And how did you end up getting this job? So I know you were working in Abu Dhabi. How did you come to AGC?
AGC, let me be honest, I don't have any clue how I came up here.
Okay.
I didn't apply,
Okay.
and I never knew there's an opportunity here.
Okay.
And I just got a call from someone, the HR person.
Okay. Was your CV on any of the
Yeah, one of the portals.
Yeah, that's usually how they contact.
They contact.
Yeah.
And like I was always into LinkedIn.
Right.
Since inception, like from the beginning, I'm quite IT savvy.
Right.
Like I'm into as I said, I'm into everything.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm quite street smart kind of person. So I was.
Oh, that's good. We're gonna talk about that LinkedIn, the connection.
Yeah, it's very important indeed.
Yeah.
So what happened that I just got the call
Hmm.
that they asked me that are you available for interview? I said yes, for sure. Why not? I'm looking forward to move from Airways. I was in Airways, and it was like that company that I was working with. It was about to dissolve.
Oh, okay.
The reason was that there was a dispute between the partners.
Hmm.
And it was a joint venture, so it was ended up the contract, and I was just okay. So it's
Where
my
do
time.
people go,
Yeah,
right?
it's my time to move on. It was the right time.
Right.
But since I joined, I also got the call from Ferrari World, Coca-Cola, and then I had the call from Shillong.
Oh.
All these
You
big.
had like.
Yeah.
Suddenly you had like all these.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hunting.
Every people are hunting for me. But then I already have joined here.
Okay.
And I already have joined here, and then I was just assessing the situation, and in that situation I feel that AGC is a good place for me to grow and learn. Like I was not I'm from the PwC, by the way. So it's like I have a training from PwC.
Academy.
No, PwC organization firm.
You work there.
I work there in Pakistan.
Okay.
PwC Pakistan.
Oh, PwC. Okay, so you have worked.
Yeah, before like 6 years here, so 1 year in PwC, Pakistan. Yeah, I was also selected amongst the top notch internees of my country. Like
so
CA Pakistan was there.
Graduate recruit or intern or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you said PwC, I was like, there is a PwC academy here where they teach you these courses.
That time they didn't start it even that academy kind of thing.
Yes, it's
they just recently started.
Yeah.
So I was there, like I was selected amongst ICAP. The ICAP is an Institute of Chartered Accountants Pakistan.
Okay.
And LUMS. LUMS is one of the
Lahore University.
Institute of Management Sciences.
Sciences.
So one of the like top.
It is. I've got one of the researchers who have been following and was very much into, and I've used his model as well. He's actually down in LUMS.
LUMS so I was selected among those candidates.
Right.
And I remember that day when I just moved up with the, as I told you, I was doing into many on off kind of activities. I was into Descon engineering. I did internship from there. Okay. And I was a teacher assistant in my college.
Yeah.
I was in event management before.
Okay.
All this before.
I
was into event management, Tamasha. Like we have arranged Guinness Book of World Record kind of events. International events.
That's good.
And then before that, I was also, since at the age of after passing the pre-engineering 12th standard, you call highest secondary school. I was into the tuitions, like I was teaching students home.
So you were always doing something.
Yeah, always.
Like there was always a part where you're never free, like you were always learning or doing something.
Yeah,
or
even when I was free.
I
was free when I was after a matriculation examination. I knew a person. His name was Saeed Akhtar. Saeed Akhtar is known as a father of what do you call it? Musawri, we call it. Baba Musawri, we call it in Urdu.
Okay.
Baba Musawri. Musawri means sketch.
Okay.
Father of sketching, he is known as.
Like an artist?
He's an artist. He's known as, his sketch is so powerful that people call him that he's a guru.
Oh.
So I was just watching him into the TV, and then I'm just trying to figure out where this guy lives and how to learn from him. I want to just just want to handshake with him and to know about him, what is this guy. And as I went to his college, it was already college. It was such a nice, beautiful part, I can tell you. It was like so natural. Like it was a whole hall, and everywhere there was painting, and girls and boys were sitting just down and just making paintings. That's it.
Wow.
They're making sketches, and it's such a beautiful thing. And from there, I just know how to move your pen, how to move your pencil towards the lines, and how to draw lines with a single-handed. You don't need any scale or something like that. So how you can draw, a line, straight line, and that really helped me.
Like freehand.
Freehand kind of, freehand painting. It was not painting, sketching.
Sketching.
It was not a painting, it was sketching. Sketching is and painting is different.
Yeah.
My father was an artist himself.
Okay.
He was a famous artist, and my father had a company here in UAE, and that name was given by Sheikh Zayed.
Oh. Okay.
He was such a famous artist. In Abu Dhabi, people know him by Ustad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Even if he's passed away, but even if today if I'm showing his picture to someone, they know him that by name, Ustad. You are son of Ustad. I say,
wow.
So he was such a famous painter. Mashallah. So it was like that. So all this journey that I have started, I just want to be an impactful person. I am always curious to utilize my time, skill, and whatever I'm getting from anywhere, I'm trying to just implement that. That's my, can say, mantra of life.
Nice, yeah.
This is my life. I cannot stay calm anywhere.
I do.
Yeah, can't calm. This is my thing.
Yeah, I'm very similar as well.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But how was your experience working in a Big Four, like one of the Big Four companies?
Well,
it's a multinational exposure, right?
Well, if you are asking me, though experience in PwC was a little bit better than that of any other Big Four, as compared to, but I will again say.
But you've not worked in the others, so.
Yeah, I don't know, but I have exposure of things.
Okay.
Around what's happening.
Like you might know people.
Yeah, I know people. I know myself.
Yeah.
I know the outcome as well. I am dealing with them. One of the Big Four, KPMG is our auditors, and now it's going to be Deloitte.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm dealing with these people now, as well as an end point of view. When I was in PwC, I was thinking the aspect a different way. Now, as a practical aspect, as a business point of view, when I am looking at their things, now I feel that no, there's the things are not good.
Not good.
Not good in Big Four, especially. Why? Because this culture of you can say nepotism and the culture of reference and the real talent acquisition is not happening. Especially in Big Four.
In the Big Four.
In Big Four.
Yeah,
In general.
Yeah.
In general.
I have personally experienced that.
You might have experienced this as well. So it's a reality.
Yes.
And people knows about it.
In this part of the world or everywhere?
I think so. It's happening everywhere, except for UK, except for US. Okay. I had some kind of person that I know personally, that they went there and they just been selected just because of their real talent. If we say it's in more developed countries, it's like they are going to the talents, but in not developed countries like Africa, India, Pakistan, or MENA, whatever you call it, you will not find them up to the mark. Though the talent is there.
The right processes, basically.
They're going to the and the hunt of talent. Not hunt of the skills. This is the thing, because in there they are developing you. They will develop you. You don't have to do anything. They will develop you themselves, according to the needs of the business or according to the requirement. They will train you accordingly. So they should hunt for the talent rather than the skills. They are two different, and the very fine line between. The skill is something that you can obtain with the passage of time with some effort. Talent is you built in. Like somebody has a charisma of doing something, that is his talent. That is talent. And somebody who never step back, or he never back down, he has a high enthusiasm, that's his nature, and that is
absolute confidence and the way they carry out.
Confidence can be built with the passive transference. This is also the skill.
Yeah.
But someone who doesn't have that mentality at all, to, you know, make an impact. Okay. Obviously, this is a human body. We can change our decision with the passage of time.
True learning,
and
yeah.
the person who is before is like I was not like, people never thought about I will pass ACC or I will be through into the engineering street. Never people thought of. What happened that mashallah. So like I and she.
When I say that, so let's talk about social capital. You've already mentioned something, so I'm just going to ask you, what do you understand by the term social capital?
Well, I understood that you may be talking about the resource that is inbuilt in here.
No, that is the president, I think. Or no?
Yeah, this is on.
That's right? Okay.
Okay. So, I think the social capital means those have been like everybody, whether they are labor or they are like staff or they are the, you know, the middle level or the higher level of the management. They born here and they have a social connection with this region.
It means the relationships, the connections, the networks that we build over time and how they influence us in the many ways. For example, today we've met and we've established a connection. You know, maybe we'll add each other on LinkedIn perhaps, and then in the future we'll be in touch and, you know, just see what's going on with each other. And, and then someday we might be of help in some way with each other, knowing our strengths and weaknesses, for example, right? You've already mentioned something like nepotism and, you know, things like that. Sometimes, yes, some biases do arise from social capital, but do you think that's something that is used heavily in this part of the world?
As far as in UAE concerned, yes, I have a feel kind of that there is a kind of discrimination in the market, and it is it's impacting very badly to the market, badly to the to the businesses and many. If you see the most of, I have not analyzed any business so far, like in a massive MNC or something like that, because they have a build structure. So, but others that I see that small companies, SMEs or any other, if there is like kind of discrimination in any of your department and there is no proper integration, and there's because department is nothing, they are people.
Absolutely.
And there are people, and that people, if any of the people is weak, there, any other one of the people is weak, so I think so it is leading to the business failure.
Right.
And even if you analyze any organization, I think I can quote over here, even if we are using our company, like there is one department that is weak. And if you see its demography or if you see its talent acquisition policy, you'll find there is kind of discrimination and this kind of like a favoritism, even in the perks, in the, even in the bonuses, in the salaries, there's a kind of discrimination. Though it could be understood that if somebody who is from any other nation, and like you have to then, you know, make a cost comparison together. Like in underdeveloped countries, they have less perks as compared to the developed countries. The reason is very simple. The developed countries have more exposure than that of underdeveloped countries, and you know, the purchase parity kind of equation. Equation is balanced. And the same kind of like for somebody from the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, for him, you know, the things will be achievable if he is getting the low perks. But if someone who is from the developed country, for him even that salary will be not enough to cover his expenses back in home. So it should be looked in this scenario. But if you are like hiring someone with the favoritism and without looking into the talent, without looking into the essence of the job, then this is something that you're playing with the owner's money, and this is happening quite, you know, it's a part of this region, I think so. It's happening.
You know, when we talk about social capital, it's a very international phenomenon, because anywhere you go in any part of the world, there is a certain sense of
capital,
social capital that people utilize, right? Because you know someone and they know someone.
Let me say this first before you move ahead.
Sure.
For me, social capital means the reference as a part of professionalism.
Professional. Yes, the formal process.
The formal process,
yes.
professionalism. Like
yes.
you know someone
yeah.
and you know about his talent.
Yes.
You met him, you talk with him,
yes.
you know about his skills, you know
yes.
about his ability,
yes.
and then if you find the place which really suits him,
yeah.
you refer him.
Yes.
That
because
is,
you worked with them before.
you work with them
that
and you know about him.
Capital. Right. Yeah.
That is the social capital. Not that if you know
you
from someone.
It,
yeah.
That is vasta.
There is vasta. That is reference kind of thing that is mostly happening.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
do you think vasta is a form of social capital?
See, if you see in the broader aspect of social capitalism or something like that. For me, social capitalism is meaning like I'm thinking in a professional way.
See it in a positive sense.
I see in a positive sense.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
For the vasta and the people that are giving favoritism kind of thing.
Favoritism, nepotism. Yeah.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
That is something else.
That's something else. Yeah.
That is something else. You should categorize it differently instead of part of social capitalism.
Okay.
Social capitalism is a pure term. Is a pure term wherein that you are connecting the talent. You are.
It's like LinkedIn.
It's like you are knowing the pool of talents all around you.
Right.
Like I know who is the best seller in the market. I know who has achieved in his life. I can refer you someone who can he achieved a lot of things in his life, and definitely he will achieve the same goals for your company. So I can refer you this one.
Yeah.
So this is my knowledge pool that I have.
Absolutely.
The talent pool that I have at the moment, because I know many. This is social capitalism. But somebody, if you are looking for that, no, I know somebody from this region to that region who can speak this to that, and he will be just following my leads and all this. Though it may be the requirement of the job, though it might be the requirement of the job, because you are in such a job who is just want to just hire some kind of office boy.
Assistant, huh?
Okay. So that may be relevant to that.
Right.
But if you are hiring a professional, then you have to look into the professional aspect of those. Talent acquisition.
And when it comes to Vasa, there is room for bias, or there is bias when it comes to hiring, recruiting, and selecting. Yeah. What about promotions? Do you think? Okay, so let's start with interviews, right? So, do you think it's okay to get an interview through social capital or Vasta? Because that will allow you to go through the process.
I have noticed this. Yes, it is happening. It is quite in the market, but still, like there are for the business, those are sincere with the business. If the owner is there by himself, he will not looking for the Vasta. He will looking for the talent.
Right.
It's the manager down the line who's thinking for the Vasta. And what I have experienced in so far, that I have to be quite straight with you, that if a manager is hiring you, don't show him your talent most of.
Okay.
If manager is hiring you, don't show your talent more than him in the interview. But if he is an owner, go to the maximum extent of your talent.
Right.
Okay, because he will hire you. That works
for you. Okay.
That really works. Like that works in a sense that if a manager will think to the extent that okay, he's he is going to take up my job. And owner is thinking that yes, even though he will be with me, it will be difficult for me to hold him for some time, but the time he will spend with me, it will be quality time.
Do good
for the company. Excuse me, I just take over. You need?
No, I'm good. I was just trying to see if there's a nearby. Okay, right.
So this is my...
It's a more political view of doing things, like how things work. That's what I meant when I told you about we need to know how things work in this region so that we can create policies or at least practices around those lines.
So this is the thing that is happening.
That's true.
And it in this region, the problem that is I see that there's called management rationalism. Okay. Rationalism is something that is they don't remain rational in decision making. Okay. Like for instance, that they are afraid of the thing that maybe this guy is outspoken and he will be,
a threat to
the
person. So they take it personally.
Take it personally.
Yeah.
Okay. Not for the company, but for himself.
Yeah.
So this is something that is.
What does that usually arise from? The taking personally as a threat. Is it?
Then you're losing the talent. I don't know about it. I didn't judge it by my I'm judging the second person with my mentality.
Right.
So I didn't experience myself that what will be impact on, but I can foresee that he lose the talent. He didn't hire the right talent due to his personal loss or something like that. For personal gain, he didn't hire the right person,
and that comes back to bite him.
Yeah.
For that reason.
For that.
I mean that's one of the things that were highlighted when we talked about Vasta and social capital. Not social capital so much because, like you said, that is more of a formal process. And also, see, getting an interview through a Vasta could be something that you don't have that much of a strong Vasta. You still go through the process. Let me give you an example. Recently, my sister-in-law lost her job. Right? So, and not lost her job, but she resigned, she was done with the company or whatever. And the university I was working with was also looking for someone in customer service or whatever her area was. So I did link them up and said, send your CV, or I did from my side to this person, and she was called for an interview. I was like, please, don't take my word for it because I don't know her work ethic or her work.
Assess by yourself.
Assess by yourself. I just got two people together, and then the rest is let's go through a fair process. She didn't get it. That just goes to show that they went through a fair process.
Like
or maybe there was another candidate that was known to the hiring manager. Okay, whatever the case was, I always try to keep it fair. So interviews, this probably she had a more chance of an interview because I was the person in the middle as of this thing. But I have also heard people who have gotten the job without interviews because they had a strong link.
Yeah, this is the thing. So it is like you don't assess their ability, you don't assess their...
Yes, you don't go through the process.
You don't follow the process. So obviously if you are hiring someone directly like this, so you are not aware of that real skill and talent of that person and how to utilize for your business purpose. It is happening in all around. It is happening, and I think it's more in this region.
More in this region, yeah.
More in this region, just because of nationality discrimination as well. Even not only nationality, but it is also the discrimination of the same language kind of person. So you'll find that when the person coming into your department, from where he come from, why he came from. What is the reason behind that? It is quite, it is something that it is quite evident. Everybody can see it. So it is happening. I
think even in your department, I've heard.
Yeah.
There are people.
Yeah. Even it's happening. It's happening, and it is usual thing that is now we are used to.
Yeah.
But I have seen many other organizations those are thinking like in a different aspect.
Right.
Though they have set some criteria that we need such kind of faces, such kind of people. Like in PwC in Pakistan, they are hiring good-looking guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they hire good-looking. Like those guys should be talented with the books as well as they should be good-looking. They have a vibrant personality.
Right.
Like when they are speaking, when they are having contact, and when they are looking into someone with confidence. This kind of demography they have set for their resources.
Right.
And that really enabled them to ask for the higher perks. Like in PwC fees is 10 times, like 10% higher than that of most of the big four. This is something that I'm telling you. So it is why it's happening, because they have a quality of the things. Even the normal person that is going for the audit, they enjoy their top interactions, as well as they have ability to maintain their business reputation.
Right. Okay.
So that's why
it's like a very conscious way of hiring, in that they
it's
know.
part of business. It's a purely business aspect.
Yes.
It's a purely business aspect.
Not something that's like discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's a purely business aspect.
Yeah.
In ethical grounds.
Right.
Okay, ethical grounds are not like, you can say I'm hiring a person with a reference, maybe he'll give me the another audit, but it will be subject to your to independence.
Yeah.
That will be not the case. Over there, they used to look about the people. Those are like really into the things, and they are hiring on the basis of it. Even in Descon in general, like they hire based on talent, purely on talent. I don't think they have much capital as compared to the AGC. But
They're based here?
They are basically, their head office in Pakistan, but they have a lot of business in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
In petroleum sector.
Okay.
They are basically petroleum manufacturer, like for construction, engineering. They are in that business.
Okay.
So what I have noticed that even there, like when I got the chance, there was a time when I gave the interview, I was going for the internee. And I intentionally going for the internee. I was not looking for my job because my father didn't allow me to do any job. He said, no, don't do the real job. Otherwise, you will be, stay away from your studies. Because once you, have a smell of money, then you will stop studying. I know this. So he didn't allow me. So I was just doing on and off kind of activities, just to, enjoy and to keep my learning. So I went there and I've been interviewed there for the internee. And the same time, there's another person who has a 5 years experience. He came for the interview, but they gave me the offer of the job in internal audit department, in their internal audit department. And then, when I asked, what is the reason behind that? Why not you? People are calling me for as an internee. It should be done the next day. You should call me because it's for free. You don't give me any money for that. It's for free. I'm just taking an opportunity to just go into your company and just have some kind of experience. Then they said, no, we are just thinking about something else. We are about to think to hire you. So, no, you're doing another interview. No, we don't like this guy, we like you. Khalas, you come. So, they are hiring me and they are giving me some good, nice perks for that time. But I didn't I declined that offer. And thank God that KPMG come up and they take over their internal department. So I have a good reason to say. But in a sense, that I have seen that these people doesn't have anything. If they are alive now in such a competitive environment, just because of they have real talent.
Right.
Okay. And it is a fact. It is a fact that if you are hiring people on the basis of the talent, okay.
Yeah, the outcomes
will be in short period of time you will achieve many things.
Correct.
You will be far ahead from someone.
Yeah.
Okay. And even if this talent is not with you, he will give you someone who is more talented. Like he will leave some kind of, you can say, footprints.
Right.
Okay. That upcoming person, he will try to achieve better than that of him.
Right.
This is a reality.
Yeah.
Now, I set an example in AGC accounts department that I'm the only one who been transferred from one department to another. Okay, I was in accounts payable department.
Okay.
And then I'm now in reporting.
Okay, so what did you start off as?
I started in accounts payable.
Accounts payable.
Just
as an accountant, right?
Yeah, just an accountant.
And now you're senior accountant.
Now I'm senior accountant, but my role is completely different.
I
was accounts payable, then there was accountant. I was an accountant.
Okay.
Accountant for GL closing and all that.
Okay.
Now I'm senior accountant. Okay. with the more responsibility, wherein I'm just looking into the designing the structure of the accountancy.
Okay.
And
So the systems, now you're more on the systems part.
More in system parts
Okay.
and more into the future aspect, more into resolving the things and all that. Forecasting.
That's nice, yeah.
And it's like a different challenge.
Right.
Though I can do better than this, but this is something that is I'm progressing.
Yeah.
So it's a new culture.
Steady, eh?
Yeah. So what happening that anybody who is coming up now, this is a human tendency that he looks who's better in your team. Okay. So he finds the competition first. So I'm the best competition for them, for the youngsters. Any youngster. Even he's with my caliber, we can say with my position, my designation, even the upper one. If they are in my age kind of time group, or they are lower, they find me as a competition for them, and they're thinking me to we have to achieve this stage. We have to reach to this
they
level.
look up to you.
Live up to. So this is something that even if I'm leaving this company, if I'm planning to leave this company, I will set an example. And the talent that behind, he will try to like raise himself, elevate himself better than me.
Right.
That people can forget Hafiz. Okay, let's forget Hafiz. This is the one.
Right.
This is the real one. Let's forget him. He's the one.
Yeah.
He's a champ of our team. Just like now, Tendulkar is not there. Kohli is there.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Imran Khan was there, Wasim Akram was there. So it's a successor kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're hiring a talent in an organization, then he will set an example for, set the bar and set the benchmark for the rest of the coming afterwards.
Did you know that this is one of the properties of good to great leaders?
No, I don't know about this.
Okay. So always hiring people that you see as your successors.
That's good thing.
As managers.
This is a thing. This is a real thing. I think this is.
This is research.
You are correct.
That good to great is this book that was written by Jim Collins, which talked about 25 companies that were turned over from being a good company to a great company, and what was the mantra of the leaders.
I would love to have that name or that book.
It's Good to Great.
Good to Great, right?
It's by Jim Collins,
Good to Great.
It's a little outdated because it was 25 years ago.
Even though
25 years ago, and in terms of the companies per se, yes, it's a bit. Because those companies have been bought over by other companies or just out of business now or whatever. But for that time, it's really got some interesting mantras.
This is something that I will read definitely.
Yeah.
Because anyway, with the knowledge, though it will show me the history, but at least it will give me the aspect of what it has happened in history first.
Yes.
So if you know the background,
if
you know the background, then you can think about
what people do in challenging situations as well. That's leaders do in challenging situations as well.
We have very good example at the moment. We have Imran Khan, so
you guys
it's a
are
living,
happy.
It's a living legend for us, and we have learned a lot of things from him. As 22 years of struggle, and whenever you like listen about him from other people, as a small thing, when he think like recently I was listening one interview, and wherein his old companion and all teammate was saying that I found him that there's one mistake in his pull shot. So I told him that there was a problem with your pull shot. Why are you closing your eyes? So really, I'm closing my eyes. Okay, let's come, and we will practice it. He went out the same time, and he said that I threw him so many balls that I felt on the ground, and subconscious what happened to it was like I was fitting.
Right.
So Fritz just came up to me that I was it was so heat up, and he was still like ready to practice more. So it is like consistency and
hard work.
And just like fixing that problem. I need to fix this problem. Persistence is there. And like all this, even all the sportsmen, if you see, they all are like that. Even David Beckham, I was seeing one of this famous goal that he has, shooted. And when I just look at the background of it, he tried that shot for more than 50 times.
Oh wow.
Just to be precise on that. And that was the only shot that led him to the led him to the semi-finals. Not the semi-finals, somewhere quarter-finals, something like
Okay.
that. But it was one of his famous goal in a free shot, free hit. So one of his famous goal.
Nice.
So this is thing that we have to.
I think when we talk about people, we do that's one of the things. Like we talk about extraordinary people and how what they have done, and a lot of people look forward to seeing those people. Yes, absolutely. So it's great that we got some insight on social capital. How is it different from Wasta, and how these practices are they are very much alive in this part of the world. Do you think there's any kind of change that would happen, or is it cultural? Because a lot of people that I've discussed this with have said that it comes down to the work. At the end of the day, if you've recruited someone on the basis of Wasta and they don't work, which is similar to what you said, it impacts the business, and it impacts the reputation of the person who hired you to come into the position. Yet people do it. Yet people practice it. So
because it's not their money. It's not their money.
It's not their money.
It's not their money, and also.
So it's just a weak work ethic, basically.
Yeah, it's not their money. It's the money of the owner. So they are playing around with the moral of money.
But do you think when it comes to the owners, and you said they'd be more careful, do you think that they are usually, or it's fine, they have a huge team that is working towards the end?
As an owner,
should the owner care just if a nephew or someone, no, especially over here because it's a family-owned business, how is that treated?
See, for the owner is looking for the results.
Yeah.
Okay, he looks for the results, no matter who you give him.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that comes upon the, you can say, the exposure of that owner. What outcome he is expecting, and what outcome he been told of. He is well educated in this thing or not. For example, if somebody is telling you there is automation in the processes, does he himself know what is a real automation means? What is the meaning of that particular process? Like I can tell you nowadays the data analyst is required in the market.
Right.
Okay. Owner doesn't have much time to study and to go into things, but he should.
Yeah, the knowledge factor
is exposure factor or knowledge factor. He's looking to the business. That's the business coming. Yeah. He's acting like a business developer kind of thing like it. So he's not into technical things. Now, if something new has come up, he should learn about it by himself. Okay, whether I'm spending a money on some technology, whether it is I can achieve with my own resources or not. This is the question. Own resources or not. And if he doesn't have that knowledge, then people may make him fool.
Right. But eventually they would find out how do they treat. Okay, for example, I don't know if you've ever come across this, but if you have, then you can share your experience. They have hired, for example, over here or wherever, someone. Okay, there was another department that mentioned that, but this person doesn't do any work. That's it. End of story. They just get paid whatever. Yeah, that happens.
It could happen. It happens. It's happening. Like you can say, it is. There's one skill called LBDN. You know what is? LBDN.
DN? No.
No.
Is it like an accounting thing?
It's a very beautiful thing.
Okay, tell me. LBDN?
Yeah, write it down.
Okay.
LBDN.
Yeah.
It's meant looking busy doing nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that there is Saturn.
This is a skill.
Yes.
This is a skill. Okay. The negative skill.
I was like, is that an accounting thing?
This is the first thing we learn in the PwC.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
One thing is there's another mantra is called that the thing that is not documented is not done. Okay. The another one is this one.
Okay.
LBDN. So LBDN is such kind of skills that you need.
You need.
You need when you are jobbing, especially in UAE.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they are less interested what really result you have achieved.
Oh wow.
They are more interested in how much busy you are.
Right.
They want to know that how much
Yeah.
busy you are. Like now, as I give an example, I don't think it's relevant, but Hafiz is known as he is not busy person.
Really?
This is what it meant by it, because that's why I asked why HR
Oh,
chosen
no,
you.
no, no, no. I don't
So-
think so. There are like so many people who.
No, I know why they
who
choose it.
came
They
in.
choose it just because I am, give you the real thought, and I will give you the
Yeah,
right opinion
yeah,
about the
yeah,
things. I will be
yeah.
not, playing around here.
Yeah,
and
now
there.
you know.
I'm
after this,
a
you-
straightforward person,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like I'm fearless.
Exactly.
So this is the thing.
Because I had spoken with one person and they were just very shy and they would just not talk. Like it was
Yeah.
like, okay, am I getting anywhere? But yeah.
Yeah, so you will not get the knowledge, you will not get the conclusion. So I know this, but I am telling you, this is also the fact, this is also reality. That if you are pretending that you are busy, you're
Yeah.
doing work,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
owner, he doesn't have much,
Lunch break.
he doesn't have, no, I came late now from home.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was there, so,
Okay.
so if you want to do lunch, you can go ahead.
No, 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 it's fine. Let's just finish it up.
Yeah,
like in
finish it
another
and then
10
I can go,
minutes and
yeah.
then- yeah.
So, what is happening that this is one of the important key factor nowadays. Okay, that to pretend that you are busy. You may be not doing the real thing. Okay, but you are pretending or showing it that yes, you have achieved something that is
Mega.
mega. So that's why I'm telling you the real fact here in UAE, also in education, the interpersonal skills are higher,
Yes.
but the technical skills are not good.
Right.
Like for instance, if I am calling my Oracle team, okay, Oracle team, I'm asking him, do you have this feature in your Oracle? He will first straight away say no,
Without knowing.
without knowing. No, it doesn't have. I say if you are stupid or you are pretending to be one. Oracle is second biggest ERP
platform.
in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, and this small feature is available even in a small kind of ERP. Generic ERP. So why not is it available in Oracle? No, it requires another module. No, okay, I looks like an accountant, but I'm not fool. I know I have exposure of this same thing. How if okay, you tell me this same Oracle has been implemented in the Ferrari world. This same Oracle has been implemented in CS2 Health. The same Oracle has been used by Halliburton. Okay, are they all invoicing one by one? They have automatic process. You just go and just they just capturing the data by the barcodes and all this, and all data is capturing by the system itself automatically. So how can you say this? But they have very good way of talking.
Right.
When they are presenting this model, now definitely will come up with some kind of idea why it's not happening or it's not happening. So when he will present this one to the owner, okay, if he doesn't have an exposure, he doesn't have much, thinking of it.
Knowledge, yeah.
So they will just sell this product to him. Because for owner, maybe it's not a material amount. It's not a material amount. For owner, say, okay, let him try. I already have trust on them. Why not I trust one more time? Because owner doesn't look for the few things around us. He looks for the bigger impact. He is ready to take the risk. This is his risk part, his risk exposure.
Right.
How much risk he want to take.
And what he's willing to
sacrifice
as a result. Yeah.
Okay, so he maybe just want to achieve some kind of status.
Yeah.
Wherein he will say, okay, I have a
and
structure.
And that could be a professional thing or a personal thing as well. Like as a favor, like you said, there is favoritism or whatever.
Owner doesn't go for favors. He looks for the business only.
Really?
Yeah. Owner, if you are owner.
But don't you think there is also some trust factor involved?
Yeah, he looks for the business.
When it comes to hiring
like I tell you, my father
used
to, we used to tell our father that your worker is stealing money from you. Okay. Sometimes you are 100 dirham less, sometimes you are 200 dirham less, you are 300 dirham less. Why are you doing this? Why not you control them? You say, no, they are stealing 200, but they are giving me 2000.
So he knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
For owner, it's a different thing. It's a different game for him.
Got it.
Okay. He just look at the bottom line.
Yeah.
How that bottom line has achieved, Okay, he doesn't care. Until it is green, nobody will question.
Mm.
The day it becomes red, he will pop up. He will become
I get
furious.
it. Right.
He will become furious. This is the essence of the, you can say, the real honor.
Right.
Honor thing in this way.
Hmm.
If you're a businessman, if you're
Okay.
even you study all the honors, do you think that Microsoft or something they are doing good? There may be a lot of innovation that could have come,
Yeah.
but until unless there is improvement in their growth and all this, they will not question at all. They will just look at the things. Okay, things are going fine or not. I need the result. The day the result stops,
Everything.
then they will start questioning what happened.
Yes.
And this is something in future is going to be a real thing. The real success will come up for the owner who will be looking at the things at the foresight. Who look at it at the foresight level.
Right. Yeah.
Not at the hindsight.
That is true. Like future looking, basically.
Future looking.
Yeah. We talked briefly about inequalities when it comes to hiring and recruitment. One of the things that you said was nationality. In the West, we know that there is something called a gender pay gap. But here we have something called an ethnic pay gap, like you mentioned. Because you're Pakistani, you're going to get this package. Because you're European, you'll get this package. Locals get a different thing altogether. Yeah. Okay, how does that impact you if you come across this kind of discrimination or racism, which is blatant yet subtle, like, if you know what I mean?
See, ultimately, it's definitely as a you can say as a human being, it is hurtful.
Yeah.
Okay, but well, I'm the believer, so I believe in God. Okay, I say, okay, if Allah has given this opportunity to them or to me, it's up to Him.
Okay. So you take it in a more
I will first take in
a
a positive sense. I take it.
Okay.
But I know the fact. This is honor business. It's not my business. Okay. I am paid for doing the things right from my end. I am paid for this. If he is paying something higher to someone who is doing nothing, this is his money, he is losing his money. He should take care of his money by himself first. I am not one who can judge it.
Right.
This is his star, this is his money. He has a full right and full commitment to do whatever he wants to.
Right.
Okay. But yes, if it is a part of the task, for example, that is more relevant to you, you have collectively done some work. And from that, he given the more perks to someone who is.
That's usually the case.
And as a normal human tendency, you feel bad for this. Okay, it's the same kind of slavery culture that you have established late,
years ago,
many years, 100 years ago. Okay.
It's just that people in the West just go on to the streets and say something, and it's the other way around here.
It's the other way around. So it is a thing that it is happening. Not only at the lower level, but at the higher level as well. Okay, at the professional level, you can say. Now you can, even the big four like this, they are having a discrimination of the pay scales. Okay. For
multinational companies.
Even MNCs, they have a doing this. As I said, it is understandable as per the business concern. Like, okay, you can understand that as a purchase parity factor.
In terms of the like we talked about the purchase parity, the economic conditions of demand and supply, or home currency conversion, or whatever else that people do talk about.
Because when you are expected, then you are not only looking at your you can say good living in this country, but also you are looking at the good country back in home.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a demand supply, no doubt. Now this is a fact, this is a reality that this is happening. But how to cater this? Now, there's a thing called, we can say, you have to think in a sense that even that 30,000 dirham if somebody is taking, that is not fulfilled for his purpose.
And get you, sorry, okay, so...
Like, it's the same purchase parity kind of concept.
It's not fulfilled for his purpose.
Okay, but on other sense, you are getting 10,000, but it is fulfilling your purposes.
Okay, I have to
it's a purchase parity,
Okay.
It's a purchase parity kind of thing. And the owner should think the cost benefit analysis. Okay. If he is not getting the cost benefit analysis, if he find that okay, that guy is I'm giving him less, but he's more productive. It's a real thing. This is practical thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm paying him more, still I'm not getting out of much from him. The same kind of outcomes that I'm getting from him.
Then why should I pay?
Then this is his choice. Then if he's paying premium for him like 20,000 above, then this is his personal money. I cannot question him. Okay. He is losing his money. It's not impacting me. It is impacting him.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah. I will do the job to the payment extent that he's
doing. But what if it's like a multinational company?
See, MNCs have to maintain their ethical norms, social responsibility, their standards. Okay. For them, if they are going into this thing, their sustainability will be into question.
Got it.
Okay, in the region. This is something that we have seen in the past as well. Many MNC does not sustain over in this region. Why? The reason is same. They are not paying according to the situation. Like, okay, like Mentor Graphics is one of the company that is working.
Which one is
Mentor Graphics.
Mentor Graphics?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
MENTOR.
Okay, Mentor Graphics. Okay.
This is now a subsidiary of Siemens.
Okay.
Okay. It's one of the company that develops a lot of software and embedded software.
Right.
That you have a lot of machinery, automatic robots and all that.
Yeah.
They send these robots and all this thing to the country.
Okay.
And then they have a talent. Those are like embedded developers. They are structured. They have software architectures. Okay. So they develop the software, the whole, you can say, mainframe kind of thing for them. This Mentor Graphics is paying according to their multinational scales in the Pakistan.
Oh, okay, that's good.
What does it mean? That it doesn't mean that they are paying same $10,000 that they are paying to one of his resource in UK or US.
Right.
No, it means that they have calculated purchase parity calculation scientifically.
Okay.
How much would be the maximum, the 10,000 that we are giving to a person over here? What could be the equivalent sum of that person in the Pakistan?
In terms of the rent.
In terms of the rent, living, and the facilities and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have same unified HR policy.
Okay, yeah.
Unified HR policy, medical policy, unified insurance policies.
Yeah.
So what they're doing, they are bringing that policy similar with the different rates.
Correct.
According to that country's economical conditions.
Right.
Now, that person who is getting the salary, there's no discrimination in it. If you see,
there isn't.
Yeah, there is no discrimination in it. This is purely on the grounds of talent.
Okay, so if it's on the grounds of economics and purchase parity and all of that, and the talent and all of that, then yes, then that's fair because they've done some research into it. But here, sometimes we often see that two people with the same qualifications, same experience, doing the same job or even less sometimes, based on their only on their nationality, are getting paid more. I know that you're like, you did justify it a little bit to some certain extent, and when it comes to the owner, but if it comes down to you as a personal person who was hurt or whatever, do you think that it's fair? And if not, then what could be the possible reasons and solutions for it? Because then, obviously, as part of our PhD, we put in some policy suggestions.
As I think, if somebody having, you can say that same qualification and
same experience
and same, But I would suggest, I will further take it to the another level, that you may not have given him the same role.
Same role?
Maybe the role is different. It cannot be that you have hired the same person or same role.
See, no, let's assume. I'm not sure. I'm not telling
Yeah,
you.
let's assume that if it is the case, then you are really doing a bad thing.
Yeah, so it's unfair, basically.
It's completely unfair.
Unfair, right?
That
Okay.
you are hiring someone with the similar qualification, similar job task, and similar challenges, similar experience, just because of his skin and just because of his passport that he is hold, and you are giving him a different perk. This is completely, you can say, out of the question.
Right.
Okay. It won't help company to grow.
Right.
Why it will not grow? Because ultimately you need the results with the cost that you are incurring.
Right. Yeah.
You are selling some kind of product,
and
from that you are getting some kind of, you are increasing some costs on that behalf.
Right.
So the output and input, it should be balanced.
Right.
So if you are paying with your money, you are losing. In the long run, you will not sustain. This is my thinking. And whatever I have analyzed, what I have researched, what I have gone through, I never seen any company to be successful if they are hiring for, they have discriminated.
On the basis of
discrimination. Yeah, they have discriminated pay scales, and they have discriminated because at the end there are people those are working. It's nothing.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of people do know about this. Like it's very common.
Yeah.
It's just that no one really does anything about it, and a lot of that from my conversations with people has been because of job insecurity. Do you think that's true?
See, job insecurity, I don't think so. If there is a talent, you should not be afraid of the job. Okay. Yeah. This is my mentality. If somebody is talented, okay,
they will end up anywhere.
Yeah, they will end up anywhere. Yeah. They will find their ways to do anything.
Right.
If they're talented.
Okay, yeah, but I think majority of the people
don't have
that confidence.
Not those confidence. I think that all rubbish are coming to the UAE.
Rubbish.
Yeah, why? Because talented people, they'll find their way in their own home. You may see those people have, like I myself, I'm here. Okay, I born in here.
Yeah.
My family is here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, but if you were to lose your job, do you feel insecure about it? And
I'm not
especially about the visa.
I kept my standard in such a way that I'm not afraid of anything.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Like the thing is,
I'm not liability person.
Yeah.
I didn't go for the bank loans. I don't go for things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it may be seen by someone that I'm not investing, but it is something that I'm investing. I am free of mind. I can take opportunities and risks of my life by any point of time.
Okay, without family
things. I have responsibility.
Yes, I mean but you feel confident that you can do it?
See, I am confident even if I am not getting an accountancy job or finance job in any organization. I will get any job.
Right.
I am people manager. I can manage people.
Right.
I can go for cook the things. Okay, it's something that you should ready to do any work.
Yeah.
Okay, so ultimately is the purpose of you doing work is that you are paying for your bills. Okay, and those bills you can cover by any means.
Correct.
It doesn't mean by
you can start giving tuition. My only concern is I don't have any doubt that we can or not earn, but because there is a visa situation associated with your job over here in this part of the world, does that put people at in an uneasy situation?
This slavery culture, I think, should be abolished as soon as possible.
Sorry?
The slavery culture.
Slavery culture
of holding your passport and holding passport is not there, by the way.
Yeah,
the visa restriction. I think so. For educated person, there's nothing kind of thing is there in the market. Still, there's no such kind of things.
For visa?
Yeah, like you can switch the job any point of time.
No, switching the job is fine.
Yeah.
Say you're terminated. God forbid, you're terminated or you're leaving this job. Okay. Usually it's not you leaving the job unless you have another one, personally. But if you're terminated, you have a month, and then you have to leave the country.
Yes.
That you know of.
Yeah.
Does that drive people to accepting whatever? Do you think that could be one of the reasons?
This could be one of the reasons. This could be because then you're looking for just to find the room to just find the placement.
My conversations with people have indicated that they're like, okay, we would speak up.
Yeah.
We'd be like, okay, why are you not confident and not speak up? You are, but I'm just thinking about others, right? Yeah, but then we would lose our job. If we lose our job, it impacts our family. Our kids are in school. Okay. But what? Where is the catch? Where is the main catch? The catch is also not losing the job. The catch is the visa, that they have to move out of the country. And that's not enough time for them
it is like now it is difficult for the person to secure a place because as see, this is the whole overall structure is there. Like even you are so talented, your CV won't speak about you. Okay, CV is the first thing that reaches to the table of the HR. And HR, how they are analyzing is all subjective.
It is.
Okay.
They're not experts. No matter what.
Yeah. Now you cannot expect.
They have experience, but they don't have the real. What do you call it?
That you can say
the knowledge.
The knowledge of that particular area of the work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so here the talent acquisition and talent process is such a way that you are afraid of the fact that maybe I will lose the job, maybe I will not find the same thing, or maybe the economic condition. Very judgmental. Economic conditions are there, but at the end it is that you want to be an honest person. You are mostly advertising. People are honest.
Yeah.
They want to grow within the company.
Yeah. It's actually the people are not. Yeah.
This brings their loyalty to the work and to the specific owner, because when they have spent a time with them, they're expecting some kind of results and something growth. As I said, that owner is looking at the bottom line, what is benefiting him. Okay, for him, how he thinks as an ethical point of view, that is his call. This is not our call. This is his call. So, as of like, if you are saying that the people are not asking for a higher salary or something like that, this kind of thing that in a market there's kind of competition. Okay, wherein most of the employers, they are not looking into the talent first. They're considering a particular job as only one of activity.
Right.
Okay, and there are a lot of engineers, if you see nowadays,
just pick someone kind of situation.
in these days nowadays, all the qualification, you will not find anybody rare.
You won't find anyone?
Rare.
Okay. Yeah.
But you will not also find something who is good for you. This is the second thing. And second is more, the right fit you will not find. People are not rare, the right fit are not there. Like for example, if you are today you are advertising one job for chartered accountant or for engineer, for anybody, like any researcher, you will get thousands of CVs.
Yes.
But who is the right fit for you? Who is the right fit? There is no such kind of engine there who can tell you about it.
Well, that's where, like, as business psychologists, we work, or at least we think of coming up with, and I think MNCs are looking into this, which is kind of debatable because they feel quite threatened by the fact that this could be a more objective way of doing things, and all that social capital and all that social connections and everything goes out the window when it comes to this. So, have you heard of the psychometric test?
Yeah, psychometric, I know.
Yeah. So that kind of analyzes the personality, the job fit, the job role and the fit of the person to the job, as well as the technical skills.
But how, like that question can tell you that this guy
is talented.
Is talented.
Okay. So the thing is, it really depends on the job.
For instance,
so you go for a technical interview usually, right? And then you go for an HR interview. But these have some subjective elements to it. So have another process as well. Go through the other interviews as well. But have another process as well that kind of tells you that do you need this kind of a team player?
As I said, psychometric test is also something that is depending upon certain kind of skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it also subjective to various conditions, mood of the person, and also many things.
Depends.
Behavioral things, and also like for instance, the person who is not cannot speak English, or he has a slow temperament of understanding the words and all this.
Yeah.
For him, psychometric is a horrible thing.
Okay.
But he may be a very talented person in the job. He has a charisma of doing the work. He is something who can stay with you all the day, all the night to fix the issue.
Like very committed, all these other aspects.
Yeah,
right?
so these kind of things are not there, I guess.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't throw away the subjective elements at all, because at the end of the day, it's more of like the interaction between, humans, that we're not working with machines, we're working with humans. That is most important. Now, this person might be a genius, but he might have like a terrible attitude. That's where the HR interviews and the technical interviews come into play. It depends on positions, like maybe have a psychometric analysis just so that there is a feel of objectivity as well. Because a lot of people, they just feel like, nahin, isko ye job nahi milega because, they know someone somewhere. So that fear of people being...
Like, I don't find any meter who can test how much enthusiastic that person is. How much thinking.
It depends on what you want in the role. Do you care if a back office guy is enthusiastic or not? A salesperson, on the other hand, would need to be. A business developer, on the other hand, would need to be, because they're meeting with clients. They need to show
maybe
their
level of enthusiasm will be high or low.
Someone in the back office doing a very number related job does not need to have those personality traits, maybe. Does not need to be an outgoing person. Does not need to. They can be an introvert as well, and just quietly do their job.
No, introvert means something else. And here, what my thinking is that somebody who, when you give the work, he is ready to do.
Those are different parameters that, I mean, see, there are different levels of psychometric tests that you can go through. But you can also go through another interview with a coach or with someone who has some idea of organizational psychology, so that you can assess the person on the basis of that.
Do you know anyone?
What on?
Do you know anyone?
For organizational psychology?
Yes.
I am an organizational psychologist.
Okay, where do you find you fit into that?
You're a lot like me. So it's very difficult to say, because it's more on the focus of what you want to do rather than what you can do. That's why I had this conversation with you earlier on, that I feel like I'm also in that space where I feel like I can do this, I can do other things as well. It comes to a point where we have to assess if we have things like ADHD or ADD and things, the actual clinical disorders, which influence how much can you stay in one place and work on one thing.
So it's like a disorder.
But everyone has disorders.
Okay.
That's like, that's clinical side.
That is clinical side, indeed. But
what I'm trying to say is that, like, each individual is different. But I would have to do a personality test with you, or an MBTI assessment of what careers would you be strong, like an aptitude test at a starting level. But Yeah, I mean, I get this a lot in terms of eventually when people, almost finishing up, it becomes more of like a counseling or a coaching session where we discuss, career progression, like goals and what is next. But it's very internal process. At the end of the day, it comes back to what you want at that point of time.
Mm.
So, like, yeah, sometimes we're all lost. We come through that phase where we just don't know if we're moving ahead, either we're stagnant or just taking a lot of time, or it's just coming to that process where you don't know what next if something else happens or if something has happened. But I think the thing that you really mentioned about the belief in God is something that surpasses a lot of us, like
Yeah.
as Muslims, it's like sometimes I get stressed out of something and someone in my life has to come and say, you know what, trust God, like
Yeah,
it'll happen.
It's the only hope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at that point I'm like, yeah, why am I stressing? It's just, it'll
Yeah.
happen,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, those are things that we, like, as individuals and from the culture that we come,
Yeah.
all of these things play a very important role in
Indeed.
how we perceive things.
I have seen, like my personal stuff, that most of the cases that I have been rejected from an interview, not just because that I was not, like you can say, qualified for it,
yeah.
but I was like overqualified for that job.
I've gotten that with PwC Academy actually. Yeah, I had that experience with them. But at the same time, they went and recruited someone who was not qualified for the job just because they knew that as a family member. Or something like
That is nepotism, and favoritism is always there.
Yeah.
Always there. In Big Four also, like it is just like about there's so many talents around. And anyway, this like I don't find myself regretful that I didn't go into the PwC like for long run. Like in UAE, I didn't go. I am happy about this. Thank God I'm not with them. Why? Because if I would be part of them, then I would not realize my real talent. Now I'm capable of analyzing them. Tomorrow, if I will be an owner, or if I will be CFO of the company, I will be think of in a different way. I will not hire somebody who just giving a name of PwC or Big Four. I'll just flush out this CV to dustbin. I will look
same. It's like when you're from Harvard or Oxford or Cambridge or LUMS or your IIMs and IITs in India, for example. It's just that they come with that attitude as well, that they kind of know it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
all
sometimes
confidence kind of.
Yeah, you have to have that attitude where you're willing to learn, you're down to earth, you're humble.
There's a very famous TED talk on this one.
I love TED talks, especially for my students. They love some interesting ones are really nice.
So I just had a chance to listen to one of TED talk wherein there was one director, HR director. She was telling there's a difference between the silver spoon. She called these boys, those are from Harvard or Stanford or something. They call them silver spoon. And there's another called the scrubber. Now the scrubber are those are really into doing things. They may not get the time to study or to crack the exams and to crack the books. But when you give them some task, they are ready to do this.
And they work hard.
They work hard. And they are the one who really impacts to the organization. It's not. She said it's not that important. Like it is respectful that somebody who went to the Harvard or who went to Stanford, it really takes a lot of time. But also it takes also the organization to get to make value from your education and your part, wherein you are ready to do these things. So it's more like a behavioral thing nowadays.
Yes.
Knowledge is not that complicated.
It's not limited to.
It's not that nowadays you open the Google, you search for anything, you get it. Anything, like even if you're going for how to hire a person, you'll get it. You know how to prepare financial statement, you'll get it. You will, and like in future
Google
also.
Is the university.
University nowadays, and like even in the future when the automation will take into place, this Power BI or many other like Tableau or other kind. These are, by the way, these are data visualization tools. like many other AI kind of things will become up.
Yeah.
Those are
That's
like
the
taking next level.
the big data,
Big data.
machine
So
learning, AI. Yeah.
at that point of time, the real talent will be something else.
Yes. And that's what my concern is. Like today's student is not, we're underestimating the student of today. You know, they don't, how many things have you actually, and accounts might be a different thing, but I don't even remember what I learned in commercial law, for example, or I don't even remember what I learned in project management because I'm not in touch with those fields at a day-to-day, on a day-to-day level. And if I want to learn something about that, then I'd enroll in a Coursera course or some other online thing, or just get the gist from Google.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can learn
it's
so much
like,
just by looking at images.
Yeah. Now our schools should come to the stage where they should not teach our kids to crack the whole book or something, but instead they should tell them how to study, how to get the knowledge out of the things.
Assessment is relative rather to the understanding that you get from that course. So like right now I'm just looking at one of the courses which is communication in business. I was just going through the outline because it's a new course that I'll be teaching. So communication in business is a name, but under it there are so many
things,
whether it's governance and like in a cross-cultural context. Again, we're teaching this material from the Western books, which is Australian. How does a student here learn those things and then apply it to the workplace when they go graduate over here?
True. This is the thing that it is not like a target-based kind of thing. It is just like
we have major alignment issues. With our
this is like tarring with the same brush. So people just in accounts, it's understandable. It's like a standardized things are there. But as far as the business are concerned, business are different. Okay, you can standardize something, but you cannot standardize all the thing. Like communication, these are more like a people communication. Whenever there's an interaction of the people, you take a little step back and look into the things that observe first and think out the things out of the box, not on just what the machine is telling you. Notice other things are there.
Very true.
So it is something that is happening. And about if you're saying that in the future how this pace will work and all these things work.
Do you think it's the government's responsibility to look into it and see, or do you think that
I think the government is involved into it. They are the one of the main reason that it has happened. Why it happened? Because first discrimination came up from the government. Like in government sector, if you are looking to the pay scale of Indian or Pakistani or Egyptian, you will
versus the locals,
you will find a huge gap.
Discrimination itself.
Discrimination itself. Okay, so you cannot expect from them to make any
any expats.
For any expats. Okay.
In a private space.
Even if they are making it, it's not very impactful because they are not exemplary for this. They themselves create the culture of you can say the biasism and all these things.
You can see the public and private sector holidays as well.
Holidays.
To the extent of maternity leave. When you should treat all women as the same human beings. So unko 45 days, unko 3 mahine.
3 mahine, okay. So it's like the balance is not be done by the government itself. At least back in home, like if a country like a developing country like India, Pakistan, if you say, if there are some kind of like issues like these, almost you'll find the same thing. Same issues are there, even private.
Some extra benefits you'll get, like in pensions and
in public sector, always kind of things are there. But since now they are moving towards the Western phenomena, and they are thinking the way.
It's very limited, though.
Though it's very limited, but if they are thinking, Habibi, then why not you are doing all this? Then you have to.
You see that they have this whole Ministry of Happiness. What is that?
What is? So this is something that
happiness street पे आप radar मतलब नहीं लगाओ ना. Let it be.
Let it be happy.
And let everyone be happy.
Yeah,
Right?
and you can put something on charity over there. Like,
Yeah,
okay, you
yeah.
can put something for free. Okay, it's a happiness street, and you can
Yeah.
you go for charity. You can find some clothes or some toys for the
Exactly.
babies. Already you have so many things at your home. That there's extra for extra vegan. There's nothing for. There's no beneficial for the others. You eat so much of food. How much of that we
Yeah.
are throwing out outside every day?
Have some like stalls.
Stalls are there, so it will,
or,
it will even if you're not giving it the happiness street, people will call it a happiness street.
Now it's like exposing people to
Yeah,
talk
but
about positive psychology,
positive psychology.
and happiness, and
Happiness.
all of that. Great initiative, but it needs to live up to the truth of this thing.
At least they are thinking about it. Today they are giving the name. Maybe tomorrow it will be
hopefully,
something.
yeah,
Hopefully.
I mean that's
you can hope for the
that's
best.
what my research is all about. Hope. It's about trying to understand if change would ever take place in a more fair and equal manner. Yeah. Especially because there's so much diversity in this region that we don't say that, chalo, you're black, I'm going to treat you like that. Okay, it's not like that because we don't discriminate on the face, which we see in the West. But this other type of discrimination, which is subtle but existent, is something that we need to think about. Organizations, do you think they can do something about it in terms of MSCs?
See, some of the MSCs they had took it another way around. They went into another. I can name them. I can name them. That there are some.
Which ones are
like DNVGL.
Okay.
DNVGL is a company, and those deal with basically Norwegian based. In Norwegian, they are very good in ethics as well.
Oh, they're very good.
Okay.
Even Sweden, with their working hours, flexibility, and they understand how, when a family is going through something, or whether they get paternal leave and maternal leave and this and that. Yeah.
So they went a step ahead, and wherein they designed the policy based on not on the nationality and all, but based on the.
Could you give me the spelling of the company?
DNVGL.
DNVGL. It's just like acronym.
This is the name.
This is the name. Okay.
DNVGL. So you can also go for that. They have very good HR policy and all of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they can ask. I have a conversation with them. But by the way, I faced the same thing of favoritism in their company.
Achha.
Yeah.
So
they hired.
No matter what.
No matter what. Like it was it was so intensive interview. It was so relevancy of the thing, but they still hired a person who was African. And African basis, just they want to hire.
An African?
African, they want to, because one of the manager was African, so she said, I want to hire. Like African kata, that's why. Only this is the reason. Not on the basis of talent or other. They have strict that thing. So still they had, and that guy didn't hit the ground running, and they were terminated. And that I got the internal information from someone.
Right.
But still, I am saying that hiring process. Now this is not their money. Okay, this is not their money. This is not something. This is by someone.
So there is equality in pay and stuff, but there are two inequalities that I'm majorly looking at. One is the pay gap between ethnicities. So after conversations, these have come out, and one is the favoritism part. So either one of them.
They will be there.
In this part of the world.
Because it's not their money. It's not their sincerity, their devotion to that particular company.
Correct.
It is not subjective.
Is that then my next interview? Yeah, it is. Hello.
Okay.
No or not?
Yeah. Sir.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, this went a little longer. But I think we're pretty much done. So if you can give me 2 minutes, I'll just wrap up and then we can go. Right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, in terms of the individual person, like as you, would you do something? You know, we can't have labor unions here. We don't go out protesting on the streets. Is there any way that there will be a change in the next generation, or do you think something can be done at an individual level, or it's almost impossible to do?
It is to be true. Like until unless you are not at the power level, you cannot bring the change, or you have to come to that level when you can bring the change. So it's like that when I will be a CFO, I will think for the change.
So you see it as like
when I will be whenever I get the opportunity, when I have a leisure of time to speak with someone, I will speak with the truth.
Right.
What is the truth is there? Like for instance, we have a survey over in HR. I speak about the truth, what I feel about that thing.
Yeah.
That you are not hiring on the basis of merit, you are not hiring on basis of talent. So I'm exposing my observations and bringing to the platform when it is a chance.
Yeah.
But if there is no chance, then you have to put your feet wisely.
Right.
So that you don't hurt someone and you don't hurt
yourself.
yourself.
Yes. In terms
because it is very
you have to be a little politically correct.
Politically, you have to be a little bit diplomatic.
Diplomatic, yeah.
So it's like a diplomatic step that I'm taking at the moment. So it will come up with the time.
Right.
When I will be in the power, and then when I have taken a decision, I will take it in the right way.
Yeah.
And this is what is like you see, the person is more about it. Like for example, I give you the example. Ask anyone who's your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. You will get 50% of his quality in this person.
That is right. Or at least aspire to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aspire to be. Like if a person is neutral, he likes somebody who's neutral, who is into the he likes neutral things, then he will make a neutral decision. I personally am inspired by Maha. Not from now, from the inception. I'm a kid. I just I just like him in the body spec and the charisma that he has, the look that he has.
Yeah.
So later on, when we grown up, then we realize how big that person is himself, because he was a living person for us.
Correct.
So now he's a neutral person. Okay. I myself, I think to be a neutral. Whenever there's a dispute in the family or in somewhere.
Just to be fair.
Just to be fair.
Yeah.
Just to be,
give an equal chance to
every side. Every side.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that you have to be discriminative or something. So likewise, I'm thinking in that way. So you can get out most of the things from the person if you're asking who's your inspiration.
Right.
Just try it out and you'll find it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do this with my students, so yeah, I know what
you'll find out that okay.
We talk about leaders mostly when we talk about leadership.
And somebody who they're just saying that they like the leaders.
Yeah.
But when you track them down like that, you just scratch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you really know him? What he done?
Yeah.
You'll find they're just naming it.
Yeah.
So it is that things will come up.
It was a bit strange when one of the groups selected Donald Trump and the other group selected Justin Trudeau, and it was like war and class.
You have to be neutral about this.
Yeah.
Donald Trump as an individual.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah, as an individual, he is very talented.
Yeah.
He is genius, I will say. If you have seen his episode of Apprentice, the idea itself was genius. All his career, if you see, he is a genius person. And he proved himself genius as well in this election as well. By targeting the right. He took out all the cognitive researches and find out what people are liking.
Yeah.
What are the people, most of the people are liking? It's okay.
All the morons.
Let's speak about that.
Exactly.
Forget about anything else.
Yeah.
And he won that. So he is intelligent. So you cannot
Of course, yeah.
And he is outspoken person. He is an intelligent person.
He knows what works and what people like.
And he is not stupid. He knows everything. Okay.
You think?
Yeah. And surely now he is against the Muslims. If you say against the blacks, if you say look at his shows. Look at his shows. He hired blacks. Look at his company. He hiring blacks.
Yeah.
Look at his partnership with the companies. Yeah, he did with the Mac partnership. Ajwan. So Ajwani is who is he? What's that? So,
of course.
so it's all like a project game. But as a neutral aspect, if you see, he's talented. But the way he's going unethically, this is unethical. You can say something else.
Correct.
But what again, if you see who's inspiration, you will get the most of it.
True.
So we hope that change will come.
Yeah.
So let's see how does it go.
Thank you very, very much.
No problem.
The next person is waiting.
Yeah.
How was the interview?